Hello everyone. Today we will be starting with some of the more functions related to Excel. And today we will be looking into if function, and function, or function, and what is the if function. So, as of you all know that the if function is used to return one value if a condition is true or if the another is false. Whereas the and condition is used if it returns the true if all the conditions are true, and it return for or it returns true if at least one of the condition is true. And for the if function, it always returns a value corresponding to the first true condition. So what happens when if we use one of the if condition, then in if condition there would be only a value if it is true or not. And for the and, if both the values are true, then it will give you the true. And if both the values are false, one of the condition is not right, then it will not be giving you the true answer. Whereas in or, if any of the one condition is true, then it will be true to everyone. So to jump into these questions, I have taken some of a dummy data, and with this dummy data, we are going to do all these functions. So let's go in the dummy data, and here you all can see that in data we have the columns named as student ID, name, courses, exam 1, exam 2, final exams, and attendance, and the project score. So here you can see that the students have their examinations result as well as their final exam result, and what were their attendance, and what are these project score they have given. Well, if I want to check here that what is if let's say that the student attendance should be greater than 60. How much? Greater than 60. If the student has a attendance more than 60, then what the function will tell us that it's true, or else it will state as false. So for that I'll be using if function. So here for the function I'm using is if, and in if function you can see that what is the logical test we are using. For the logical test, we want that the attendance should be marked more than, let's say, 70. So if the attendance should be marked more than 70, then what we are going to do? We are going to apply that formula on the column which we have the attendance. So attendance is being in the which column? G column. And for that, we are using the first cell, which is G2. So once I click G2, I'll be applying the logical test that it should be greater than equal to, let's say, 70. If we have the attendance more than 70, then the value should be true. And for that, I'll be using the comma. Then what is the value of true? अगर value true होगी तो answer क्या होगा? Then it should be okay. Let's say okay, or else it should be fail. So for okay, we'll say not okay, not okay. And once I hit, let's enter. So we get okay. So what does it says that the attendance is more than 70. So the value of this person is okay. And if I want to drag this, then I can see that yes, all the values are okay. The attendance of every single student is more than 70. What if I say that the attendance is not 70, it should be greater than 80. And if I say that and press enter, and then again I redo, then what we have? So here we have one of the value that is not okay because the attendance of this person is not more than 78. So this is how we're going to use the if function. Now, if I want to use the and function, so and function states that both the conditions should be true. If one of the condition is false, then it would not be working. So let's say in and condition, we have, is everything clear okay till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So while using the AND function, we give equal to AND. And in AND condition, what will be, sorry, is it AND condition? Yes, in AND condition, what will be the one logical condition that we are looking for? So let's say we are looking for the final exams, and the final exams result should be that the score should be more than 90. If I say that F2, what I say, F2 should be greater than equal to 90, comma, the another test I want to condition I want to give is that F2 should be greater than equal to, let's say, 60. No, we are not going 60. Let's say we are going with 70, 60, 75. Okay. So now once I went and then enter, then it will give me the answer as true because both the conditions are true. Because if I see in the final exam, it's 92 and our conditions were it should be greater than 90 and greater than 75, where the both the values are greater than 75 and 90. So it will give me the result as true. And if I am checking for all these values, then I see I get false. Why I'm getting the false? Because the final exam score is greater than 80, but not greater than 90. Whereas if I see that where in this I have the answer as 82, but 82 is greater than 75, but not greater than the condition one that is greater than 90. So if one of the condition has false, then it will be giving us the false, or else it will be giving us the true condition. So do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
well
now
done.
we will be going with the OR, and for the OR function, we will be using that in OR function. What does the OR function says? Can anyone tell me?
At least one condition should be true.
Okay. So at least one condition should be true. So let's go again with the final exams, and I'll be putting that F2 equals to should be greater than equal to 90, and same condition I'll be giving again, that the F2 should be greater than equal to what we have given last time, 75 now. Okay, let's go to 75 and hit enter. So what happens that if the one of the value is true, then it will be giving us answer as true. And if I check in the whole column, then I will get the true, 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 because all the conditions are true. But what if I say that the condition second would be having a number, let's say 50. Okay, and now from here, I'll be checking. So now if I drag this again, then I can see that yes, all the values are true because the answer is more than the final exams are more than 50 and the final exams are more than 90. So that's why it's giving me the answer that F2 is greater than true. And what if I say again, let's change, let's say 80. And when we are doing this with 80, and here I apply this, then I'll be getting that one of the value is false and the other one is also false. Why? Because the condition is not satisfying any of the value, because I have the final example as 75, which not only which does not apply in any of these answer. Okay. And if I check for the false value, this one, then here also I can see that the 78 doesn't follow the rules of that it should not be greater than 80 and not greater than 90. So that's why it's saying false. Okay. So now we come with another question, that how we can use both the conditions together. So for both the conditions, let's say if and or if with or. So if I take the if example, let's see that the F2 is pass or fail. So where is the final exam result? Okay. So for the final exam, let me give you another one. Let's say that equals to if condition, and I say that F2 should be greater than equal to 85. Then what should be the logical test? I say that it is pass, or I say it's fail. For fail, I'll put fail. So this is the criteria we are setting up for the final exam marks. And once I enter it, I get the pass. And when I double check for all the values, then I can see that first one is pass, second fail, pass, pass, fail, pass, pass, fail, because this not realize the condition that were less than 85. So those are fail. But what if I check for the condition that is if and or condition? Which condition? If and or condition. So for if and or condition, I'll be using a formula and I'll be checking for the student score more than 17 both exam 1 and exam 2. So we have exam 1 which is here, and we have exam 2 which is here. And now I'll be writing the formula for both these so that I could check that it has the score more than 85 or not. And for that I'll be using the formula is if. So if comma, now I'll be using and condition, and what should be in and, it should have both the conditions should be true. If the both the conditions are true, then we will get the answer, or else we will not get the answer. So what we have to write, let's say I'll be writing here that and what's the logical one. So what's our first logic? So first logic, we are looking for D, and for D2 I'll be saying that it should be greater than 85. In exam 1 the mark should be greater than 85, and in exam 2 I will say that in E2 the exams the mark should be more than 85. And once I get here, and from there, I'll be using the logical test that it should answer me as, sorry, here, yes. Now it will give me the value true. If the value is true, if both the conditions are true, then I want that it's a high score. High score. Or else I would say that if the value is false, then it needs improvement. Needs improvement. Okay. And once I hit enter, I get that yes, both the conditions are not true because it's exam 1, exam 2. So that's why it needs improvement. And for the rest, if I check that there is a high score, need improvement, high score, need improvement, high score, need improvement. Is it okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Are things clear with everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will be moving ahead and we will be looking forward to if and or condition. If and or condition. And in if and or condition, what is the formula we are going to use and what is the conditions that we use for or?
Or.
What conditions are there for the or?
At least one condition should be true.
Okay. Any of the one condition should be true.
True.
And any of the conditions should be true, then it should give me the answer. So let's say that we are checking for the students needs improvement in any of the exam, or in exams, I say that the exam 1 or exam 2 are less than 75. And if D2 and E2 means the exam 1 and exam 2 are less than 75, then they need help or else they are doing fine. What they are doing? They are doing fine. So for what we are doing, that the logical expression would be D2, I would say less than 75 because I'm looking for that. And the another value I'm looking for is in the E2, which is in exam 2. And in exam 2, I say that the value is less than 75. And if both the values are less than 75, then what are they doing? They need improvement or they need help. And for that, I'll be giving the value if true, then they need help. Or else, if the value is false, then what they have to do? They are doing fine. So let's put they are doing fine. Now, once I enter, then I can see that the exam 1, it has 85 and 90. That means that both are greater than 75. So the student Alice Smith is doing fine in his work. So this is how I get the result, and from here I can depict that only 3 of the students need help, need to work more on their studies, or else everyone is doing fine in their examinations. Is that clear? How are we gonna use if and or condition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now comes another question that I want to create a grading. What I want to create? Grading. Grading. Okay. And for grading, I want that the final exam marks are given to me. These are from 90, 80. So these are the final exam marks, right? Okay. And these are the grading. And what grading I want to give is that if it's greater than 90, then I'll be giving A grade. If it's greater than equal to 80, or I say from 80 to 89, I would giving the B grade. And for 70 to 79, I'll be giving C grade, and rest I'm giving the D grade. Is it okay for you? And to write the formula for this grading section, we are going to use the if condition. Which condition we are going to use? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, then please guide me through this question because I don't know how to do it. So you all are going to guide me. So for this, I'm going to use if condition for all this grading pattern. And for that, what formula I'm going to use? Can anyone guide me?
If.
Then please.
If condition, sir.
If.
So I'll be using if condition. And what should be my first condition?
Hmm.
Final exam F.
No,
F2
just score.
is
Okay.
And the project is equal to
F2 should be greater than equal to
90.
90. Okay. And what would be the value for if it is true?
A.
Oh, okay. And what will be my logical text to? F2 should be
Greater than 70.
greater than 70 or greater than equal to 80.
80. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it is equal to 80, then what should be my logical test if value is true?
B. B.
Okay. It should be B. Okay. And if my logical text F2 is greater than 70, sorry, greater than equal, okay, greater than equal to 70, then if the value is true, then the answer should be
C.
C grade. Okay. And if all the values are true, what? If all the values are true, we have to take the true. Then else, if all the values are not true, then what we are going to use? We are going to use the grade D. Is it clear? Is it clear?
We should we write
Yes.
here true. What is this?
Let me show you.
I did
What?
not get it.
See, if the logic test, we have the logic test F2 equals to 90, value if true, then the grading should be A. If the logical test 2 is 80, then the value of the true should be B. And if the logical test 3 is okay, then the value should be true, then 3. What was we are doing that if all the values are true, then it's fine. But if the values we have given in the conditions are not true, then what the grade we are going to give? And that we have to always write it in the end. And from there, when we hit enter, we get the score. So once I see that we have A, and from here I can see that A, B, A, B, 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 A, C, C, C. So is it okay? Now you all are just saying that, sir, we don't have the D condition. So for the D, you always know that it should be less than 70. But if I see in my final exam, then none of the student has got the scores less than 70. So that's why there is no D. But for you, if you want to understand that if the condition is false, then how could we get the D? So let me take one of the values should be less than 8. Let's put this value as 60. Okay, for your sake, 68. And one of the another value I'll be putting is, let's say it also is being 72 or less than 70. So we'll be taking it 65. Okay. So once I state this, and now you can check that these are the two values which has been changed to the grading of D. So what happens if the conditions given in the if are not true, then the false answer is being written onto the page. So that's why we are getting the D just because of this. Okay, and for the D, just because he has the numbers which are less than 70. Is that clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I want to ask one more question from every one of you, that I want to, last week we were on average and sum, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to check the average final marks. What I want to check is average final marks. But I want to check it with a condition called as average if. Which condition I'm going to use is average if. Let me type it here. Average if condition. And in average if condition, what the formula I'm going to use is I want to check the final exam score on the basis of attendance greater than 85. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to check the marks, final exam score, average on the basis of the attendance, which is greater than 85. And for that, I'm going to use the formula. And for that, I'll be writing as average. And I'll be using the average if condition. And in if condition, I'll be using the criteria. So the range which I'm looking forward is for the final exam. So I'll be putting the range. So this is the range which I'm looking for, comma, the criteria. Criteria should be that it should be that the H2, which I want the attendance. So the attendance criteria where G2 should be greater than equal to 85. You get my point? Because we want the attendance should be greater than 25, 85. And the average range for this G2 would be from here to here. Okay. Is it okay? Is it understandable? here I get the division. Can anyone tell me why we got this? Anyone, please? Yes, anyone? I want to hear the answer. Can anyone tell me why we got that?
Actually, we need to change it to number. Maybe
Okay, we need to change the number. So where we need to change the number, can anyone tell me? Because you have done this average formula last. So I used to set that as a error for you guys. So can anyone tell me what is the error in this formula? No one. Okay. Then let me correct you again. So we got what we got? We got the division. But let me check again. I'll be doing it for you guys. So we are going to take the average, if condition, and in if condition, I'll be putting the range. So once you see that we have to put the range, and for the range, we are looking for the criteria. So if I'm putting the criteria as the attendance, which we are looking into, then the range should be taken from the attendance itself. So what would be the range of the criteria? It should be this. And the criteria should be that G2 should be greater than equal to 85. And now, what should be the average range we are looking for? We were looking for the final exams, and for that, I'll be using the final exam range. And from here, I will get the answer. Why? Tell me again. Tell me, I want the answer. I'll be giving you the answer, but I want the answer from all of you. Why? No one? Okay. Now let's check for only the one value, which is G2. Okay, let's check. Do we get the answer? Yes or no?
Is it because when in the criteria which is giving it for G2,
Yes.
G2 is more than or equal to 85. That is why for the rest it would be 0.
Okay. So now I think it's clear.
no. Can you tell me this process how it works? Actually, I'm not getting it.
Okay, let's take another example for you guys. Let's say we have the final exam score and we have the subjects. Do we get the subjects? Yes.
Yes, sir.
I want to check the average exam final exam score on the basis of the subjects, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to check the subject, for let's say I want to check the average score for the math. We are looking for math. And to check the average score for the math, I'll be using the average if function. And in average if function, average if function, I'll be using the range. And for the range I'm using is this, the whole range, which is of course, and I'll be putting comma. Let me take you more there. Okay. And now I'll be looking for what? Average of math. So I'll be clicking just math because I want to see for the math what is the value. And from where I want to check? I want to check for the final exam score. And from here I'll be selecting the score as the criteria. And then I'll be putting comma. So do you get it? The average if condition, I want to check the what is the final average score of my math. So if I'm checking the final average score for the maths, then I have to give the condition that the range criteria is the math, the whole column which have the subjects. And for that, the C2 is my criteria, which is also known as maths, which I have given. And then I have written that the average criteria range would be from where?
Final exams.
Yes. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, one more thing I want to say that to last day, we all were doing we all were doing the sum if average. What we are doing? Sum. So have you all done the sum if questions? Can anyone tell me?
Yes, sir. In case we need to find the sum of any columns based on one condition, and we are using
Okay.
this sum.
So based on one condition, we want to check the sum if condition if it works or not, right? Okay, let me check it for you. So I want to check the exam 1 score, the sum of the exam 1 score, okay, on the attendance, where again I'm going to check on the attendance, okay. And for I was saying that on the basis of attendance greater than let's say 90. On the basis of attendance greater than 90, give me the sum of exam 1 scores. Okay. So for that, I'll be using the formula is sum if condition, and where I'll be putting the range that I'll be looking for. So what we are looking for? We are looking for the score in the exam. So what we are looking for the score in the exam 1. So first I gave the range, then the criteria. What is the criteria that I'm going to use?
Final exams.
Final
Exam.
exams. Okay. The final exam, no, we are not taking the final exams. We are taking the
Attendance.
attendance. Okay.
Attendance.
Attendance. Yes.
Attendance. So when we are taking the attendance, then this is okay. So the range would be this, and in this range, I'll be using the criteria, and the criteria is it should be greater than equal to what? 90?
90.
90? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now let's put comma. And what is the sum range we are looking for?
Exam 1.
Is it clear?
Exam 1. Yes.
Exam 1. Let's see if it works or not. So yes. Okay. So we get that the sum is 970. So this is how we can find the sum for these values. And till now we have done average. Average if condition, and condition, or condition, if and condition, if and or condition. And for the grading, we use the if conditions, where we can use multiple conditions. And if the value is not true, then we will be using the false condition. And then for the average and all. Okay. So now we have only 9.9 minutes. So I'll be taking one more query with all of you, that if I want to find the max condition, can anyone tell me what is the max score of the final exam?
100.
100.
100. Okay. Yes. So the max score you are seeing is here 100. But what if I want to check the count? What if I want to check the count of the marks, that is 100, and how many times it's been there? So what we are going to do is we are going to check for the count function, and for that I'll be using count if. What we are going to use?
Count if.
Count if. Because we are giving the condition, and count if condition, what is the range? We have a range from 92 to 100, which is the final score, and the criteria that I'm giving is that it should be greater than equal to 100. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And what is the count? 2. So there are two values in the score segment where we have the value more than 100 or equal to 100. So anyone have any doubt within the count if?
No, sir.
Why we use the count if function? Any doubts? No?
No.
Now I'll be using the max function. And Wes, anyone knows about the max function and the mean function? I've told you later on last night.
Yes.
Maximum number.
To find the maximum and minimum value
Okay.
from a given
So to
range.
find the maximum value. So let's put that the maximum value I want to search for is the final attendance. So let's say we were looking for the attendance. What would be? Do we get it or not?
100, sir.
Okay. Final exams. Now we want to check the minimum in the value. And what would be the minimum in the exams? Let's say we have again the final exam score, and we put it, and then we have that The minimum score 65 and the max score is 100. If I want to count the COUNTIF value for the max value, then we have 2. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Till now, anyone of you has any kind of doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
So what I'm going to go is I'm providing this data into into the Excel sheet in your e-learning platform, and from there you all are going to do some of the homework. And last day I have given the homework. Have you all done that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining. Meet you tomorrow.